Okay, so here's another follow-up video I'm posting. This is the results of a microbiometer test that we did on the different soils and from the video the other day. And what it does is it tests for your fungal to bacterial ratios and how much of it you actually have in your soil as a total. And this is the results that the test has showed. This has Matt's for the sample name. That's the name of what we call that field. And this is between the row, no biology added. So the last time it's had biology added would be last year. And of course, after we had planted the field, we used foliar fungicide for southern rust and some late season tar spots. And we did tillage to this field. So that's the problem with adding biology is it doesn't build unless you allow it to, which my farming practices can make that not happen with the tillage. We do tillage to manage the soil residue or the crop residue. You know, when you're doing irrigated high yield over 250 bushel corn, there's a lot of residue left, and that's a challenge for us. Now, this fall, we will be trying some stalk digesters to help that. But to get back on track, this is between the row, no bio. So there's 66 is the level of total biology in there. 5% of it is fungal, and 95% of it is bacterial. Now, ideally, you'd like to be as close to 50-50 as you can. If you go to a natural forest, like say the redwoods or something like that, those fungal levels of that soil that has not been disturbed for many, many years can get up to 90 or 75%, maybe a little higher in places, but about 75% on average is what they tell me. And if you've ever been to the redwoods, which I had the privilege of doing a couple years ago with my kids, there are mushrooms growing everywhere. Just if you walk through the redwoods, you'll see mushrooms everywhere. That's a good sign of a good fungal community in the soil. So as you can see, we're very low there. Now we're going to compare the between the row to without the fungi or the biology with the biology. So we went from 66 to 315, and as you can see, we've increased that fungal levels to 36 compared to a 5% from before. So that is quite a huge difference. But I also put a high rate of biology on. Now, we usually do like 12 to 16 ounces, but where I know I have soil like this, I went a half gallon. I did a quart in furrow and I did a quart foliar, and that's the difference that it makes. Really happy to see that. Now, this is in furrow test results, and it's pretty similar. And so we have 4% on that test, which your test is going to be off a little bit. I mean, you can't just go and, just because you didn't put it doesn't mean it's going to be the same. It's just the luck of the draw. So I just try to get I was only 16 rows over, so I tried to stay as close to the same spot as I could. So the in-furrow looks about the same, and I was surprised to see the total in the in-furrow not quite as high as, where we did the in-between the rows, but it makes a lot of sense because it seemed like there was a lot of roots in between the rows. When I dug, the corn roots really spread out, and it's pretty much impossible to dig a whole plant out at this stage because the root growth is so tremendous. and a guy should really do a root dig. But again, we're seeing in the fungal levels about 30% compared to 4 or 5%. So we're definitely seeing a huge difference. And of course, it doesn't mean nothing unless it makes you money. So this is just the steps we're taking, documenting until we go to yield, which we will have videos showing the yields and stuff like that. And then we'll have a breakdown at the end of the year of ROI. We're going to see, well, how much money did we put out there compared to what we got back. And I hope it looks like it might be pretty noticeable from my experience of doing this. But time will tell, and we will just keep everybody posted. Thanks for following.